Hello, everyone. So here we are. We are going to have today an interactive oracle. This time we are going to work with oracle cards of three oracles. We are going to work with the astrology oracle. We are going to work with the moonology. And we are going to work with this beautiful oracle called, Goddess Love Oracle. Okay? So what is going to be the dynamic? It's going to be very simple. The first question, I'm going to direct the questions. There are three questions that we are going to do today. The number one is, what is your most precious talent? Number two, in which stage of your life are you at the moment? And number three, a message from your guides to you. Okay, so the number one, you have for any of these three questions or three options, we have 4 cards. So let's start now with the astrology one. I'm going to work with the astrology oracle for the first question, and it is, what is your biggest talent? Okay, so you have 4 options. Option number 1, option number 2, option number 3, and option number 4. Take a time to think about it, to connect, and then let's pick a card from 1 to 4 in order to hear the message from the universe of what is your biggest talent. Okay, so let us start with card number 1, the contact. We see here the sign of Jupiter and Chiron. Okay, for those that don't know about astrology, maybe this doesn't make any sense. I'm showing the card for those that know astrology. What is this card telling me? For card number 1, what is your biggest talent? A healer. You are a healer. You can see it as energy healer, physical healer, mental healer, emotional healer. It doesn't matter. You are a great healer. You come in mission to heal people. However, when we're talking about our greatest talents, we also can speak about our most negative aspects. What do I mean by most negative aspects? There is no talent that doesn't come with the danger of harming others with this talent, okay? So Jupiter Chiron, obviously, as anything, has a lot of negative traits if people don't polish themselves. And that would be to harm others, okay? To harm others through your attitude, to harm others through your beliefs, okay? Because Jupiter can be excessive in the beliefs or be extremist, and you can use it to harm others, or you can have a very inflated ego, okay? Because Chiron is the womb that we are born with, for the simple fact of being born on the earth and separated from the source. Therefore, we all have a Chiron, all of us have a wound, but we can cover it with a lot of ego. And Jupiter, like zooms in, and you can see inflates the wound. So a person with a contact or with an activation of the Chiron and Jupiter, if the person is not worked in herself, we can be inflated. We can have an inflated ego. However, what is your potential? A great teacher. A great teacher that helps others to free themselves from their wounds. Not only a teacher of a subject, it's a teacher of life, a great master, a great healer with amazing knowledge and understanding of alternative and holistic medicines. So if you're interested in anything holistic or alternative, it's because you have this talent. And remember that in order to reach your full potential, you need to cross your shadow. All right, let's go with the card number 2. Card number 2 is Uranus, Neptune, 2 transpersonal planets. Okay, Uranus, Neptune. I mean, people usually, when we talk about transpersonal energies, people don't give much importance. We give importance to our personal planets because we feel it more like in a first person, but they are quite strong, you know, and especially because if they are by transits, they last very long. Now, what is Uranus Neptune energy like? What is your potential? Magic. You are an alchemist. You go around making magic with Neptune and blessings to people, transmuting alchemy, transformation of everything that you touch. You are an embodied magician. Basically, that's what it is. You are a person with an amazing intuition with Neptune, like downloading lots of information from the higher octave of Mercury is Uranus. So you have this wow capacity of channeling. You are a channeler. That's it. And when we are channelers, we download information from higher planes. It's not coming from our mind or from our conclusions. And that is your biggest gift. You are a channeler. And with that, you can advise people, bringing them messages from their higher selves, from their guides, universal truths that benefit mankind. What is the negative part that you need to cross? We can fall with Neptune and Uranus in a self of grandiose and self-importance that is not very real, that is unrealistic. Okay. We can fall into a lot of rebellion. We can fall into a lot of unreasonable voices and ideas. So we need to cross that thing, because you see, when people have these senses of grandiosity, it's because they are great in most of the cases. But the ego is in the middle. The ego with the small personality, the attachment excessively to the character, and the selfish search of the selfish search of benefits, personal benefits. And it's very interesting because actually in the spiritual path, the first thing that they teach us is to be humble, because many people, a lot of people got a lot of inflated ego. And I don't want to extend myself in this, but we can even have inflated ego when we play humble. Like, I'm so humble, and behind that, sometimes there is also a lot of inflated ego. And let's say that you have this capacity, group number 2, card number 2, what is your biggest talent? Okay, you have this amazing capacity. You can have this, by the way, in your natal chart, very clear, or in another shapes. We're not going to enter in a detail here of an astrology card. Take it as your gift. It's a message for you. It doesn't mean that you necessarily need to have an aspect between Uranus and Neptune, which is very probable because there was a big generation after the millennials that they have this conjunction. Anyway, going back to the point, they teach us that we gotta be humble, and then we walk the path of humility. We are nothing, we are nobody, whatever. To then embrace your gifts, your talents, your mission, and then you realize you are bigger than what you thought you were when you were living from your ego. When you were living from your ego, you felt that you were bigger, greater, because you come from a certain nationality, family, social status, blah, blah, blah. Or you have this career, or you have this, that, and that. And then all of that is gone. And then when you connect with your, with your origin, your stellar origin, that you connect with the fact that you're probably in a starseed, when you connect with the fact that you are, this amazing soul incarnated here for service, as this gift says, like you transmute and do magic all around you. You channel information from the heavens. That is quite big. That's quite great. So you need to go through a second stage, which is embracing your real greatness. But in order to embrace your real greatness, you gotta leave behind your fake greatness. And so that's your gift, okay? Watch out if you have inflated ego, which happens a lot to that generation, people that don't want to follow rules, that they are rebellious, that they don't want after me and be older than that. But people that don't want to it's a generation that wants to be free, but they don't measure the consequences. So, or the obligations. So once you overcome the ego, that's your gift. You make magic. You are a channeler. You transform everything and anything around you. Okay, that was a lot for card number 2. Let's go with card number 3. Mercury, Venus. Mercury, Venus have amazing voices. They sing. They also have a wonderful way of speaking that it reaches and touches people's hearts. They are great for marketing, great for sales. They are great for, speech, talk in public, convince others. What is the negative side of it? Remember, this is your biggest gift. You can also have an amazing voice for singing. Or your voice when you speak can be so, soothing for others. And also, if we go more spiritual, you can activate codes of light through your verbalization, through your word. This means people reciting sacred mantras, sacred books, sacred prayers in sacred languages. Any sort of mantra, any sort of sound therapy, you are you transform the people around you with it, and you transform yourself. However, in order for this amazing gift that number 3 has, it's very important that you let go the feeding on gossip. Because the negative aspect of a Mercury Venus is gossiping, manipulation, saying things that others want to hear in order to get what you want, because Mercury is very okay, what do I need? Okay, how do I say it? I become really charming and I say what I need to say in order to get what I want. Very dangerous to fall into that pattern. Let's not fall into that. So if you have this beautiful gift and you have a tendency to want to know everything that is happening in your neighborhood, with your friends, in social media, and you like to know all the gossips of all the famous people, we need to start raising our vibration so that this beautiful talent comes out in order to manifest itself as it should manifest. Okay. Group number 4, card number 4, Mars with Neptune. So when we say Neptune, Poseidon, Neptune, the ruler of the oceans, and Mars, the warrior. Mars with Neptune is a warrior that fights for the collective, that fights for like Jesus, like the prophets, like Muhammad, like the great men in history. It's an energy of fighting for the oneness, for the truth, for the spirituality, for the consciousness, for the awareness, for the growth, for the awakening. However, we need to watch out with self-delusions. Mars Neptune is an energy that can fall into, number one, a lack of clarity to where they are going. Number two, a lot of lying, cheating, and deceiving and misuse of their sexual energy. Can happen a lot with a negative or non-processed Neptune Mars. Because there is no, like, there is this Neptune, when it's not aspected nicely, it takes us to a sense of self-delusion, you know, like I'm a prophet or I am, and in reality, we, as I mentioned earlier, we all have a degree of greatness spiritually, but when we see ourselves from that perspective, we don't see ourselves as better than others, because we realize that I'm great and so are you. I cannot, if I feel that I'm great and you aren't, and I mean, I didn't really connect with my real greatness. I'm connecting with my ego, you know, like my egoic greatness, which is fake one. So Mars with Neptune gives that energy that the person needs to like really cross the self-delusion as well, and to have to watch out how you are deluded in the use or misuse of your sexual energy. Once you cross that, you are a warrior for the world. You are an ambassador of the oneness, the source of everything that it is, in order to call mankind to awaken their consciousness. Okay, so it's a beautiful energy. You fight for the collective awakening. And so it's such a mission. Wake up and use it in the correct way. So these were for the questions. What is my biggest talent? Now let's go to the next part of the activity, which is in which stage of my life am I at the moment? Okay. So take your time to think of your question. What stage am I at this moment of my life? You have 4 options. Option number 1, option number 2, 3, and 4 for cards. And then I will start with card number 1. If you chose card number 1, the card is telling me, void of course moon, nothing is coming out of this situation. And what this is basically telling me, and I'm sensing here, is that probably you are very stubborn into fulfilling, finishing, achieving something that is not there for you, that is not meant for you, that is not going to take you anywhere. And you are sticking to it, you're attached to it. And they're telling you nothing will come out of this situation. And if nothing will come out of the situation, the right thing to do is to move on. Now, it's a general thing. So in which stage of my life am I? So obviously nothing will come out of the situation is very general for that question. So this might be pointed at an aspect of your life, a particular aspect. Not all aspects of your life are, you know, in a void of course moon moment. But there is an aspect of your life that think in which aspect of your life you are stuck. You are not progressing. You are not reaching where you want to reach. You are not getting what you want from the situation. And they're telling you in that situation, there is nothing that's going to come out of the situation. You really need to basically move on. Okay, you need to move on. Card number 2, surrender to the divine. Again, in what stage of my life am I? Surrender to the divine. It's full moon. Today we have a full moon, and tonight we will have an eclipse. Maybe by the time you watch this video, it's already passed. Full moon is a moment of climax. It's a moment of that's it. From here, we go down the road. Okay? Surrender to the divine is speaking to me about a person who, in a certain aspect of their life, you feel like this is the maximum that I could reach. There is no more than this in my life. There is there is no enough strength that I can add to this, or enough movement that I can do that I can add to this that can move this situation. This situation is what it is. And I gotta surrender to the divine in order to be guided, because I can't find the answers anymore within me. Again, apply to an aspect of your life in which you feel like you have not anymore the control, or that there is nothing else that you can add from your side, and there is no other option but to surrender. Number 3, hold your vision. Holding your vision means that you are about to achieve what you want. You're working for it, and you're maybe in a test mode. You're being tested. Are you being committed? Are you being constant? Are you listening to the voice of the universe? Are you listening to the voice of yourself or the timing? Are you persistent in your project? And if the answer is yes, hold your vision. Again, in which moment of your life are, okay, think of a situation at this moment of your life that you are working hard, that you still haven't got the reward, but you are working for it, and they are telling you, hold your vision because you are gonna get rewarded. And card number 5, prosperity lies ahead. And prosperity lies ahead means new moon in Taurus, that this year is going to be May 12th of 2025, if you see this video this year. And prosperity lies ahead is telling you it's gonna be May 12th, the new moon or the full moon. Please don't, maybe I'm confused if it's gonna be the full moon in May 12th. It doesn't matter. But the new moon in Taurus is talking about a new beginning that will bring financial reward. Okay? If remember at what stage of your life are you are at a moment in which you're going to start developing financial reward, financial growth. This is a process that you started 6 months before the new moon in Taurus. The new moon in Taurus will be, so I'm not sure right now, but it will be between April and May. And you started it when there was a full moon in Taurus back then, October or November. I am mixing the information with the new moon and the full moon, so it doesn't matter, but these are processes of 6 months. So there is a project or a situation that you've worked for since last year in the month of Scorpio, and this is gonna pay off now when the new moon in Taurus happened this year during the spring season. So, best of wishes. All right, this was the answers for the question, in what stage of my life I'm at. Now, let's get a message from your guides with the Oracle of Love. So again, choose a card, 1, 2, 3, or 4. I'll start with card number 1. Companionship. You aren't alone. This is so beautiful. You aren't alone. So probably you're going through a moment right now in which you feel lonely. You feel that you don't have people around you that can hold you, sustain you emotionally. And even if you have them, you don't feel that support from them. They are telling you you aren't alone. You are all the time in a state of companionship. The sensation of being alone is a fake sensation of the ego that makes us feel separated from all of those that are around us. Number 2, rebirth. Let go of the ties that bind. Group number 2, you are in a process of transformation. And in order to fulfill that process of transformation to its detail, you need to let go of all the things that are holding you back. That you're like waiting, let me see if it's gonna change this situation. And inside of you, you know that it's not in your hands. So you need to move on. You need to move on so that you can receive the blessing of the rebirth as a phoenix. Group number 3, awakening, live in the moment. Be present. Being awake is being here today, right now, with your breathing, with the air, in the place where you are, with your current circumstances. Why do you spend so much time in the past or in the future where you aren't there? You are here. And as I mentioned one time in my TikTok live, God is not in the past, He's in the present. Because life is in the present. The past is dead. The past is memories. The past doesn't speak. The past doesn't laugh. The past is just memories. So awakening is embracing life, and embracing life is coming here in the present moment. And number 5, rest. Be still and listen. Group number 5, if you are a very anxious person, always going with your mind and, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and you're always in the rush, in the running, they are telling you no. Rest and be still and present. Be still and listen. Be still and receive rather than all the time constantly be thinking and giving. All right? So this was our exercise for today, our interactive oracles. I hope that you like this dynamic so we can repeat it in the future. I'll see you in the next video for a tarot reading, and goodbye.